Yeah, welcome back lads to another Daily Race C qualifying video. This week it is Sardegna Road Track A. As always, if you don't want to listen to the intro, the timestamp will be in the description and the comments below. But we're doing it in the Porsche this week. You will see the Audi and the Toyota in your top 10 as well. Here in Asia we have all three LMP1 cars in the top 10. The Porsche is the only car I have any experience with, so we've jumped in that to do our quali lap, and I recommend it as I think it's the easiest of those three cars to drive. We are running brake balance rear 3. I did juggle between 2, 3 and 1. Sometimes 2 felt really good, other times 3 felt really good. So start with those two and see how you go. The other thing to pay attention to in this car and all the LMP1 cars is how much understeer on throttle they have on corner exit. They really are asking you for the car to be straight before you jam your throttle in. This one is the most forgiving, but without further ado, let's get into it. Turn 1. Braking just before the 100 sign. I'm using that orange stuff on the fence on the right hand side. Threshold braking into a little bit of trail braking and some coasting here mid corner before we jump back on the throttle as fast as possible. A little bit of a wiggle on exit there. Up through the gearbox. The next brake marker we're going to be looking for is the 50 board. We're going to try and brake under it. So imagine you're under that board. If you're in chase view, this is perfect for you. And from here we're going to go into threshold braking and not quite make it when we turn it back into trail braking. A little stab of the throttle to balance the car, back into trail braking, really trying to straighten the car as much as possible and exit. If you jump on the juice too early, you will understeer off the left hand side there. This time we're looking for the 50 board once again. We're going to roll past the 50 board. And it's about halfway between the PlayStation signs. There is a shadow on the ground there. Around there, we're going to drop 2 gears real quick like, and then maintain some trail braking until the patches of light on the ground where we start to pick up the throttle, and then the next patch of light, we should be right to go for wide open throttle. And it'll be up through the gearbox here. I hold 6. Didn't notice what anybody else was doing. But then there's these posts in the guardrail on the right hand side. There's a couple of ones that are bright there and then it turns to the dark ones. So 2 dark posts away from the 100 board sign, not the one that we're pointing at, that is the last light one, the one that we are currently next to. Down the gearbox into 3rd and then pick up 2nd as we're trying to find the apex there. Bit of a difficult corner. Once again, if you're on the juice too early, you will understeer. So short shift 3, 4 to get around that right-hander. Now next, we're looking for a road sign on the left-hand side, the back of it. As we approach this crest, I start to turn in pretty much around here somewhere. Then we are trying to run that white line on the road on the right-hand side and under the car here. We go a bit too far. You want to start turning in as you run off the concrete or next to that, and the car should be turning in by the time we get to that blue barrier. It's a really late apex with no braking and about quarter to 20% throttle. Once you see the exit, it's wide open. Plenty of people using the grass on the right hand side. Now here we're braking just before the 100 sign. I was trying to squeeze every last little bit I could, keeping it in a straight line. Miss the apex a bit there. Down into 2nd, and you see we wait ages to get on the throttle. That was a bit risky, probably almost got that barrier on the right hand side there. Then it's up through the gearbox. Some people are going way back to the left there. Doesn't look like you really need to. So back on board now for the full speed run, just before the 100 board, down into 3rd, a little bit of a coast on the accelerator as early as possible. Running the tyres over those curbs just a touch but not too much, so almost threshold braking but not quite, down into 3rd, a little bit of a brake, straighten the car up before we jump on the juice. between the PlayStation boards, threshold braking, 2 gears dropped. Try and balance the car wide open as soon as you see the light on the road. Once again, up through the gearbox, we're holding 6, you can try 7 if you want. I didn't find much difference. 2 stumps before the 100 board, down into 3rd, then pick up 2nd for the apex, wait for the throttle, jump on all of it, 3-4 short shift to get around that right-hander, hold 6 up over the crest, light lift, back on, just before the 100 board, down into 2nd, straighten the car up as fast as possible, get back on the juice, do not run into that barrier on the right hand side. It hurts, it feels like you're going to miss it, but you do clip it. And then once again up through the gearbox. So there it is for the guide. From here on out we'll just run through the other camera angles. But a new video we will be doing from hopefully tomorrow night or the day after is a comparison video. So if you are interested in having your lap time compared, and we'll see if there's any simple points that we can come up with to make your lap time faster, definitely let me know. So just add me on the PlayStation Network, upload your video with the hashtag #InExile so I can find it, and we'll do probably a 5-10 minute video with your lap versus my lap, and we'll see where we can make some easy improvements. So if you're interested in that, definitely let me know. We do have our first volunteer, hopefully he'll get his video to me shortly. Otherwise, yeah, that's it for now. We're just running through bumper view at this point in time. From here I think we'll go to the in-car, and then we'll finish off with the external camera view. Here we go, this is the view that I have to contend with daily, just before the 100 board, down into 3rd, touch of coast. Running the tyres over the curbs, just ever so slightly. We are trying to pick up this curb here on the left hand side, ran a bit wide on this occasion, but we did get the car nice and straight out of here, plenty of acceleration. This is a bit of a tough one. Felt a bit better in that view. When we had a look outside the car, we missed the apex by a good metre or 2. Really difficult to get the car rotated in that U-turn. Didn't even notice how much grass I took before that entry. Now for some outer car view. So I think there was a few improvements that we could have made here. This is not bad. All the car on the blue stuff before we turn in. Almost ran it to the white line on the exit. Had a little wiggle. That used a bit more of the road. On the ripple strip before we turn in, not too bad. Do miss the apex by a metre or so. We come back and get that second one almost. Could have used a little bit more on the exit there. This one's difficult, might take me all week to work out how we get around here properly. Feels like you hold 4th and jump on the juice early. Car will just understeer to the exit. Plenty of road on the right hand side there, probably could have used a little bit of it. Possibly use a bit too much road coming up as we bounce over the grass here. Can use definitely some of that grass on the exit. just missing that barrier. So yeah, thanks for swinging by. If you're new here, give it the old likes and subscribe. Let us know how your laps are going, and I'll catch you next week.